So we came up with this idea of astronaut, and we had navigator, and we kind of clubbed it all and came up with this brilliant name, Adnot. So Adnot is a digital media consultancy that helps advertisers optimize ad spends.
So we were looking for some awesome branding agency partners who can help us, and we researched a lot on Google and social network like LinkedIn.
Regarding rebranding, I think it was very high time that we rebranded, because the range of work and the breadth of work that we were doing was not really reflecting through our website or through our name.
When Adnot approached us, they were previously known as RTD Analytica. They wanted to rename and rebrand themselves out in the market as a disruptive and a new player altogether, not replicating anything that anybody in their industry is doing, because their identity had to reflect two things that was very core to them. One was their data and technology driven approach, and secondly, how they were also pro sustainability.
So the first phase is something we like to call the discovery phase. So this is essentially where we have the client come over to the office and we try and do this face-to-face as possible. Jeet and Vivek, who are the co-founders of RTD Analytica, they flew down, they spent a good 2 to 3 days with us. So this is where we enter the phase of brand strategy and we conduct a workshop. This is where we ask the clients very essential questions that makes them ponder about their business. Things like, where was the brand? Where is it now? Where do you think it can go and how? And once we have all of this, we then construct a brand framework based on our understanding. We treat them as our sounding boards for this, and we develop the final workshop.
This workshop helped us understand not just the business side of things, it also gave us a lot of clarity in terms of their vision, mission, and also gave us the cues to come up with a tagline as well.
The third part was the visual concept. So because we already have the idea of astronaut and we had universe, we thought if digital media and AdTech, we visualized it like an actual universe. What is that fabric of that universe? What would be the building block? And because it's all digital and everything lives in this digital space, we thought pixel, just a very humble square pixel, could be the building block of the future.
Here's where we brought in two elements of an archetype, hero and a magician. Now once the personality was set in, we then drew the characteristics in terms of verbal identity. Now the core of the tone of voice were three things. It was witty, clear, and direct, in order to reflect how everything we do navigates our customers towards that one singular path and makes them reach just there and not get lost anywhere else.
So in this project, we also asked ourselves what could be internal branding. So for that, we built different merch that the Adnot team could be proud to wear, different kind of wearables. We even had certain print collaterals made for them as well. Coming to brand design, this is where we define the visual identity, which is the color, typography, the different kind of gradients that we're using.
That and the name together gave us the consideration of designing a mascot.
So we had a lot of conversations around what should our mascot be. Finally, we decided this cute little pixel only.
We got the opportunity to design a character, a guide that breaks down the complex universe that it lives in simpler terms. I ensured that while designing it, I kept it simple yet expansive so that it's applied flexibly across brand assets and visual context. It wasn't just about how it looked, but also about how it moved and how it reacted and keeping it consistent across the brand experience.
And then finally, we got to the main digital touchpoint, which was the website.
First time I am doing a kind of website where you have end-to-end scale. In this kind of website, we need to make sure all the font size should be bigger and smaller throughout the devices, and all the UI elements need to be in an appropriate portion. So on the conceptual phase, I was involved in this project. So designer has told me, okay, this section I need this animation. So we had started our research at that point itself, and the design was complex. There was so much animations in this tight timeline.
Now we'll get to the brand video. The idea of the video was to give a quick, sharp display of what Adnot does. The script given to us was tight and written in a way where we could interpret it in multiple ways. First, we started writing down visual cues for each chunk of the script, essentially visualizing it in words before we actually get to the sketching of it. Based on this, the first round of storyboarding was done. It took us a couple of rounds to figure out the flow for this, but once that was done, we moved to design.
Finally felt like our outward face or image actually matched the work and the abilities we we have.
The ask was from the very beginning to build a website with a unique identity that stood apart from all of the competitors in the same space. So I think looking at the outcome now, I feel like we have achieved that brief.